book of Isaiah, chapter 4, verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1 in the NLT. In that day, so few women, in that day, so few men will be left that 7 women will fight for each man, saying, let us all marry you. We will provide our own food and clothing. Only let us take your name so we won't be mocked as old maids. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem HaShai, Baha'u'llah Kakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect that seek, that seeking to be the elect of the nation of Israel. That scattered abroad amongst the heathen, some look like the heathen. Against the 144,000 preacher, teaching, and prophet. Shalom. Got this article right here. And Smart News 8 hours ago. And it reads, motherhood is incredibly hard. Let's read that over. Motherhood is, quote, incredibly hard, end quote. Woman opens up about how becoming a mom affected her marriage. And as we read in Isaiah 4 and 1 in the KJV and the NLT, we always go into the point of women cleaving into a man, but you women got to understand, you're going to have sister wives. You know? You're going to have sister wives. And with you women having sister wives, and this is also the importance of sister wives, you're not going to say motherhood is incredibly hard. Okay? Motherhood is not going to affect your marriage because you're going to have that support system. And that's what your sisters are for. Your sister wives are for. And that's why Yahweh Shema Shai said that everything be done decent. Everything be done decently and in order. Excuse me. I'm sorry, y'all. 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and 40. Let all things be done decently and in order. So that's why Yahweh Shema Shai set up order. Alright? There's a structure to everything. The word decent meaning honesty. Alright? Decorously. Alright? So everything is being done in honesty and in an orderly fashion. Order. Taxes. Arrangement. You see? Succession. Dignity. So you see what Yahweh Shema Shai has done. Alright? Now a man can have more than one wife. We just read it in prophecy, as a matter of fact. Diminish out. If a man take another wife, he is not to diminish his role from either wife. Excuse me. Deuteronomy. Is it 21? It's either 21 or 22. It might be 22. Deuteronomy 22 and 13. Throughout the Yahweh Shema Shai. If any man take a wife, no, I'm sorry. Damn, I'm overlooking it. I spell diminish. Diminish. how was it worded? I'm trying to remember how it's worded, y'all. Let me pause it real quick. I'm sorry, it was the Exodus 21. The Wadi Haba Shemal Shai. Um, Exodus 21 and 10. If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. So you see, a man can have more than one wife as many as he want. You see, but he must fulfill his role and his duty as a husband. Right? He cannot neglect her. All right. Now, back to this article, I just wanted to make that point that a man can have more than one woman. As you see, the prophecy should have been enough, but you know how our people are. You know, it says motherhood is, quote, incredibly hard, end quote. Woman opens up about how becoming a mom affected her marriage. And again, you women gonna come to the realization that more women is your support system. All right. See, when all hell break loose and you women together, multiple women gonna be with each Israelite man that's in the truth, and that's gonna be your stability right there. That's gonna be part of your stability. Okay, part of your support system. All right, y'all gonna have each other to lean upon, and also that's gonna be your girls out. When I say girl, well, no, that's gonna be your sisterhood, your time to bond. You know how a lot of you women like to, I want to go hang out with the girls. Well, as we just read, Yahweh Shema Shah does everything decently and in order. All right. Well, we know what all hell break loose. You're not gonna want to go out. So Yahweh Shema Shah gonna keep you women entertained with each other when all hell break loose. All right. Y'all gonna be providing. Well, when I say providing, meaning doing what y'all need to do for your husband. You know, making sure everything's straight, it's order. You know, things gonna be shared, duties gonna be passed out and shared. Remember, everything is gonna be done decently and in order. All right, and that's a blessing. That sisterhood that y'all gonna have is a blessing, cause y'all gonna have again each other to entertain. You know, you women get bored quick. All right, y'all gonna have y'all girl talks, and we talking about before the kingdom. We know it's coming in the kingdom, but we talking about what's gonna happen on this side very soon when all hell break loose, and you women cleave on multiple women gonna cleave unto a man of Yahweh Shema Shai, right? But I typed in the importance of sister wives. Now we'll read the article after we get this information. It says the concept of sister wives, women married to the same man, is a polygamous marriage. I'm sorry, to the same man in a polygamous marriage. It's primarily rooted in communal living. Its core importance revolves around a shared division of labor, communal child care, and deep emotional support within an extended family unit. You see? Which it's not going to be an extended family unit. You're going to be a unit. Like-minded, one body underneath that man. All right? So you're going to be a family unit. All right? Some of the women that cleave on the brothers might not have kids. All right, that brother might got a wife already. One of his wives already that's his kids, and the brother might pick up two or three more women that don't have kids. Well, guess what? Those two or three other women gonna help the wife with the kids with her kids, and it's gonna be trust. All right. Brother might already have kids, and he might pick up another woman with kids. All right. We don't know. and it's gonna be a family unit. So you're not gonna have the mindset of, oh, marriage is hard or childhood is hard and childhood ruined my marriage, as the article pretty much stated. No, see, that's what we keep telling y'all about with the Holy Spirit. That it was never supposed to be that way. Like, man, and want to follow after the ways of America, you destroyed the entire structure. All right. So you're not supposed to be mad at your girlfriend because you want to get with your man. You're supposed to tell your man about it. And be like, look, my girlfriend want to be with you too. So all of us can be a family. Now you women like, yeah, she my sister. And y'all get mad when the man sleep with your best friend. No, y'all supposed to be a unit. You're not supposed to get jealous. That's an American standard. See, America did a number on y'all. You see? All y'all supposed to be happily live happily ever after, man. Like a big slumber party. You know? With one man and his wives. You know? It says the importance and dynamics of this lifestyle. Through shared child care and domestic labor, one of the most touted benefits is the pooling of resources, with wives child rearing, homeschooling, cooking, and household chores can be distributed among the adults, allowing women to balance domestic work with careers. You see? That's how it's supposed to be. Oh, I'm tired. I don't feel like doing nothing. Well, I get it. I ain't cooking. You see? Hey, you supposed to, hey, y'all, hey, you women supposed to, hey, talk that out. How y'all gonna do that? You know? You gonna prep this, you gonna cook that. So the load is not on one woman. That's why we tell y'all women again, by way of the Holy Spirit, that one woman can't please one man. Can't please her husband. You need them sisters. It's a lot to do at home. And you women got to be entertained too. When you be at the crib all day just doing chores, and it weigh heavy on your mind. That's why a lot of women that stay at home moms, they be online ordering stuff all damn day. You know? Or they'll make a daggone Tinder profile or a dating profile, and because they be wanting attention. They be on TikTok making videos, they be wanting attention. That's what your sister wives for. You know? That's all the entertainment you need. Right? Y'all can sit around, do chores, take care of the kids, make sure, you know, and y'all can be joking and laughing, having girl time. That's how it's supposed to be. One woman tired, she's sick, don't feel good. Well, you got your sister right there. You got the sisters right there. Or the baby crying, or the babies are crying. You need to take a shower. This need to be done. Clothes need to be washed. Food need to be cooked. Well, that's what your sisters are for. All right? Now, when all hell break loose, don't get it twisted. Don't think that things are not going to have to be done. No, things are going to have to be done, whatever it looks like when all hell break loose. All right? Gathering resources. This woman cook this. That woman find that. This woman do this. You know? Make sure the kids good. You know? The load is going to be spread out. All right? So stop looking at it like, oh, he my man and my man only. No, he's y'all's man. All right? Y'all are underneath his authority. You all are one body, one unit. When the scripture says in Genesis, man shall not be alone, but shall cleave unto woman, and they become one flesh. It's wives. The wives shall cleave unto the man and become one flesh, meaning one unit, with the man being the head, him ruling, establishing the foundation, and you women are keepers of home, and you rule the household underneath the guideline and the structure of the man. And that's what your sisters are for. All right? The kids grow up with the moms and whatever they want to call aunts. I mean, you know, call them your aunts or whatever. I guess. I mean, they wouldn't be your stepmom. It wouldn't be nothing like that. there'll be aunts, I guess. I don't know. Like I don't even know how to word it. But hey, it'll be dope. You know. I guess the kids will call the other wives that's not the moms the aunts. I guess. I don't know. I mean, I literally don't. I guess they will call you aunts. Cause it's sisters, yeah, aunts. I'm tripping. It says, we read this right. Share children the importance. Yeah. Yeah, we read that. Share. I read it again because I can't remember. I'm tired. Shared childhood, shared child care and domestic labor. One of the most touted benefits is the pooling of resources. With multiple wives, child rearing, homeschooling, cooking, and household chores can be distributed among the adults, allowing women to balance domestic work with careers. Hey, this sister might be pregnant. Well, you got your other sisters to lean on, you know? It says built in community. It offers a lifelong intimate support system. You see that? You women are one another's support system. Wives often share a deep sisterly bond. Hey, with one crying, all y'all there to comfort one another. You know? It says offering and giving each other advice according to the scriptures. Wives often share a deep sisterly bond, offering each other emotional validation, companionship, and someone to lean on during difficult times. You see? Y'all gonna need each other for these difficult times. Because the Israelite man might be doing something else. The Israelite man could be occupied in, doing the will of Yahweh Shema Shai, and whatever Yahweh Shema Shai, the men, how his men doing. The man primary focus is to do the will of Yahweh Shema Shai to keep everyone else protected. So the man had to stay in the spirit. So the man ain't had time to deal with all his wives. You know? So he's gonna be focused on keeping everybody else safe by maneuvering in the spirit. He ain't had time for that stress, you know. It says, and that's why Moses was taught by his father-in-law on how to split the load. Get Israelite men leaders, and split the load. Well, you women gonna do the same thing. You can split the load, so it won't be a burden on one. All right. That's why a lot of women don't even want to be married because they say it's too much. The women like to say it's like taking care of another kid. But if you got that mindset, you deserve to be by yourself. Because your job and your duty is to do what? Be a keeper at home. You ain't got no business looking at your husband like he's a child. That's stupid. It says religious. Hey, children don't keep you safe. Children don't cook. Children don't go out there and gather resources or work and pay bills. All right, so you can cook and clean and be protected. So don't ever, women in the truth, like don't ever think that you providing for. When I say providing, I mean doing for. When you're fulfilling your role as a woman, don't never think you doing your role or fulfilling your role as if you're doing it for a child concerning your husband. It says religious and cultural devotion for many fundamentalistic communities, such as some Mormon sects. Plural marriage is seen as a deeply held spiritual calling. Practitioners believe this family structure promotes personal growth, humility, and the building of a celestial family. That's facts. Financial stability. Combining incomes and managing household budgets collectively can offer a financial cushion, allowing families to build or maintain larger homes and support numerous children. You see? So, hey, you see a lot of women struggling. Hey, you have to get rid of Israelite man. Man, how about small shot? And you pull your resources together so you can be comfortable. It says, while the arrangement offers strong communal support, it is also known to come with severe challenges. The coaching, no, it's not going to. It's not going to come with no type of severe challenges. All right, that's out of order. Let's read. Let's read and see what they say. It says the cultural and relational dynamics require navigating intense jealousy, managing unequal resource distribution, overcoming the potential for emotional isolation if the husband's time is spread too thin. That makes sense. I can see that. But guess what? It's not going to happen. Let's read it again. Let's read it again. In NLT. And that was all the information. Let's read Isaiah 4:1 in NLT. And don't go into the account with Leah and Rachel. They were sisters. So and they were jealous of one another. That's why in the law, I want to say it's Leviticus 18. I might have it wrong, but I know it's in the law that a man can't marry a woman and her sister because you're going to get that jealousy. Now, as we just close out the information that we have for AI overview, how it says it can lead to jealousy if the man spread his time out too thin, pretty much is not equal. Well, we read in the law that the man is supposed to have pretty much equal time, which however many women he have. Here in Exodus 21. I'm sorry, in the book of Exodus, what's the 21st chapter? How a man is not to diminish or keep back from food or raiment from either wife. Right? So that's a commandment, that's a law. Man got to balance that time with all his wives. But hey, let's see if the women gonna be complaining about, oh, you didn't spend time with me today. You gave her 30 minutes. You gave her an hour. You only gave me 30 minutes of your time. Let's see if it's gonna be like that when all hell breaks loose. And it's most definitely not gonna be like that in the kingdom. It's gonna be perfect in the kingdom. Isaiah for the Israelites, Isaiah 4:1 in the NLT. It says, in that day, what day? The time of evil, chaos, when the women are broken down, when all hell broke loose. In that day, so few men would be left that 7 women will fight for each man, saying, let us all marry you. You see? So it's not going to be in there. Well, I want him the most. He spent time with you the most. It ain't going to be none of that jealousy going on. Because y'all going to what? You're going to want that protection. You're going to want to be safe. Let us all marry you. We will provide our own food and clothing, meaning we'll fulfill our lot, our role. We'll play our part. Only let us take your name so we won't be mocked as old maids. And when you read it carefully, hey, women are going to be in agreement and say, please let us all be with you. You see? Because they're going to need that protection. All right? So it ain't going to be no division. All right? And when you sit back and watch older movies or you go into the history, women it was a unit. It was a unit. All right? Well, yeah, I just wanted to hit this real quick through the spirit. You know what? Let's read. I'm sorry. It says, as conversations around mental I do want to read it. It says, as conversations of maternal mental health and the realities of parenting continue to grow online, influencer and mother Mariah Navid is drawing attention after sharing an emotional reflection on how motherhood transformed her marriage, identity, and daily life. See, she done got caught up in the Babylonian way. In a candid Instagram video, the video? It says husband had to literally reveal our marriage and still say that I love you. She's cute. She's attractive. Let's see.
Motherhood is incredibly hard, but I love my sons so much. And those two things can't exist. I can still say I was happy to have my baby as an addition to our family. I can also say that the baby put a huge wedge in my marriage, and me and my husband had to literally rebuild our marriage, and still say that I love rocking my baby to sleep. I also can say that I live in a constant state of tired since the day my sons were born. I loved that intimate part of breastfeeding. Also admit that breastfeeding was one of the most challenging things that I've ever done, and then I quit 3 months in. Wanted my sons so badly, and I'm so blessed to have them. But sometimes I miss my old life, and I miss just vegging out on the couch, watching shows.
Sorry about that, y'all. They did it by itself.
Motherhood is incredibly hard, but I love my sons so much. And those two things can't exist. I can still say I was happy to have my baby as an addition to our family. I can also say that the baby put a huge wedge in my marriage, and me and my husband had to literally rebuild our marriage, and still say that I love rocking my baby to sleep. I also can say that I live in a constant state of tired since the day my sons were born. I loved that intimate part of breastfeeding. Also admit that breastfeeding was one of the most challenging things that I've ever done, and then I quit 3 months in. Wanted my sons so badly, and I'm so blessed to have them. But sometimes I miss my old life, and I miss just vegging out on the couch, watching shows, doing what I wanted to do, and being an independent person. I love seeing my husband as a father, but I can also say there's so many aspects of our relationship that I miss before we had a baby. We could still love being mothers, but we can also say it is incredibly hard at the same time. Those two things can exist at the same time. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
So you see how the Babylonian way corrupted her mind. See how the Babylonian way got her feeling the way she's feeling. And you see the importance of sister wives in the biblical way. And how if she was living according to the scriptures and had the sister wives, she would have stability and comfort and peace. And she wouldn't be thinking like that and feeling like that. But I just wanted to hit this real quick through the Speeding Power Yahweh Shema Shah. Sir Pedro Nanzi Yahweh Shema Shah Shalom.